How do you find yourself when you're in this storm of emotion, even with experience? Tell me, how are you feeling today, and how is your level of fatigue, let's say?
I had a pretty rough night last night. I think my baby is overstimulated from like the last 3 weekends. The last 3 weekends we had competitions. We started with Switzerland, the Swiss Open, then we shoot GBD Open, and now we're here in GT Open. Last couple of days have been a little bit rough for us. I feel like like my level of energy is, I would say 40%. But yeah, I'm here like trying to do my best, and I think I'm pretty satisfied with like the results I've had so far. I haven't, well, last week I was on the podium, but in the World Series I haven't been in the podium yet, which is, I don't want to say weird for me, but I'm always on the podium or fighting for medals. So it is kind of a learning process this year. I feel like having a baby 5 months ago is like a small challenge for me in my archery career. Like I'm trying to combine both, and yeah, it's a little bit, yeah, try and learn, yeah.
And what would you say, being a mom and an athlete, how are you learning it right now? Because you say it's challenging, but what are you actually gaining from it?
Well, I think that I have a lot more patience. I started my qualification this weekend, and I started kind of rough. I didn't shoot that good the first 30 arrows. Then the other 30 arrows I shot really, really good. I think I am a little bit more patient than before. And yeah, I think that I'm also learning to enjoy archery in a different way. I feel like while I'm shooting, that's the only time I have for myself at the moment. It is, yeah, kind of funny to say that like before, my time for myself would be me laying on bed with my phone, just I don't know, having a drink. And now my free time is when I'm working. Yeah.
Okay, so it kind of actually shifted.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. But I would say it feels nice that it's like actually that the archery is now like helping me to be distracted or doing some other stuff other than being a mom.
Okay, I kind of see it. Would you say in a certain way, because when you started archery at the beginning, it's just like a pastime in a certain way, then we become professional, it becomes our job, there's a new relationship, and then you fall back into maybe in the beginning in a certain way where it starts to become free time?
Yeah, it is funny because in the beginning, like I literally started as, like, well, I started in Mexico back in 2005. And in the beginning, I literally just went because I wanted to make friends. The system in Mexico is a little bit like high performance from the beginning. But for me, it was kind of like, oh, here's a space. Like my mom brings me every day. I can make friends. I would like go to train for a week. And then I would say archery wasn't, I'm sort of an extrovert. So for me, archery was kind of boring in the beginning because I felt like I couldn't be quiet for a really long time. I couldn't do the same always. So it was kind of boring for me. But my friends would like, I would go train a week, and then later on I would be like, I don't want to do it anymore. It's kind of boring. And then later on I would be like, if I don't go to train, I don't see my friends. If I don't see my friends, I don't have anyone else, you know, like it was kind of funny how it was, but at the end I need to say, like, when I started high performance, I fell in love in working out, shooting arrows, shooting high volume of arrows, just like I was like an archery geek, you know, and I really like that. Right now, after the pregnancy and everything, while I was pregnant, I would like train every day and do archery every day, and it would feel actually pretty cool to be carrying a baby and like being able to still shoot my bow I couldn't walk, but I could still shoot my bow. Walking was difficult, I remember that.
How did you get the arrows?
My cousin came over from Mexico for like 2 months, and he would get my arrows at some point. I was first shooting 70 meters, and then at some point when he wasn't there yet, I was like, you know what, like I'm gonna shoot 50 meters, and sometimes I would get my arrows, or if I was training with Mike, he would get my arrows. But then at the end, I would shoot still 50 meters because the angle was like super high to shoot 70 meters. So I was like, okay, got promoted to 50 meters, shot 50 meters, and my cousin then will get my arrows. But then after, when I had my baby, it was like a whole different thing. Like I need to stop for 10 weeks or something like that. I think I stopped training when I was 38 weeks pregnant. Then 6 weeks, I had like from medical advice not to shoot. So I didn't shoot for 6 weeks. And then I need to say I didn't feel like I was like still strong enough to shoot my bow. I tried to shoot it. I have a lot of respect for me from before that shot like such a heavy bow and all that stuff. And then at some point I was just like, okay, I'm ready to get back to it. And my body is different now. Everything is different now. Like my mind is also different now. So it is like kind of learning again and like kind of learning. I obviously have like experience from before. But this is totally different. Like it is, I enjoy it more. When I get nervous, it feels like I'm really nervous, you know? But I'm enjoying it. I'm like, I think I needed something like this to enjoy archery again. I feel like the last 2 years for me were a little bit mentally stressful because of preparation for the Olympics. Yeah, it's just like you need to go to the Olympics, to perform at the Olympics, you need to be 100% there and with your mind, your body and everything. So for me it was kind of difficult the last 2 years weren't that good for me. My level dropped a little bit. So for me it was kind of difficult to try to be 100% while I was like 60 or 70%, you know? Yeah.
Okay, I see. I noticed two things that you said. The fact that you actually were kind of having a new relationship thanks to the pregnancy. So there's kind of like this relationship with the body where I personally never had a child, but every time I speak with moms, they say that they do feel the difference between their body after and before. Archery is a physical sport, and so there is a relationship with kind of the body, whatever it is. So that would be the first question in a certain way. How did you rediscover? Because you say it's different. Can you maybe give us an example of maybe a thought pattern that you had before and after? That way we can kind of understand you a bit better.
So, for example, before I didn't really have, so I would go shoot, and after I was done shooting, I would go do something fun. I would go take a nap, or I would go do things like, I don't know, rest, you know? Right now, before I'm shooting, I'm already holding someone up, like I'm already using my muscles, you know, like I'm already, it's really funny, like right now I have like a lot of pain in these 2 fingers, because like I always hold my baby this way, which I think is not super good because we shoot with this, you know, and we use our hands to shoot a bow. I don't know, I think you're already tired before you start shooting. I see it in me and I see it in Mike as well. Okay. Mike is also tired. And I also feel like, for example, before, like going back a little bit to the pregnancy, like I had my belly, so I kind of need to shoot my bow in a different way, you know? And then I don't have my belly anymore. And like, I'm a little bit like I haven't worked out after having a baby and stuff like that. And I think it's by choice. I like to be with my baby, and I prefer to shoot my bow, be with the baby, not go work out. You know, I think it's. I talked to older archer that also became a mom last year, and I asked her because I saw she was working out now, and I was kind of like, when did you start working out? Because I'm not feeling like it. She's like a year, 10 months after my baby was born. So I'm like, okay, I have time. Like I don't really have, like nobody's pushing me, and like if I choose to do something now, it's because I want to, not because I have a coach or someone, or my own self, you know, like saying to myself like you need to go work out because otherwise you're not gonna perform, you know. Like I think it's like a whole different
there's time,
thought process now.
time stress, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And you were still performing well last weekend. You finished on the podium, and even if you didn't make it for the podium, you still shot very well. So
it is really funny. I need to say, like in Lausanne was like my first. I know I'm really good indoors. Indoors is my specialty. Like I'm really good indoors, and I know I'm always fighting for medals and all this stuff. Lausanne was like the first competition, indoor competition I shot after having Luna, and I wasn't expecting anything, and I was shooting, and I was kind of like, I lost my match, and I was like, okay, where's my baby? Like I want to go see her, you know. And then last week went really good, and obviously from last week, knowing I shot good, I was expecting a little bit more from this weekend, but it didn't happen. But I think it's a process. Like I don't think it's something that I don't think it's something that I can control at the moment. I can only control shoot my arrows, and I can only shoot 1 arrow at a time, and like just be there for it, you know.
Yeah, I can feel that there is wisdom that came out of it,
Yeah.
which is kind of funny since you have been doing it for such a long time. So I think it is refreshing because like there is also these topics about being an athlete and a mom during the Olympics. For example, there was a place where moms could put their baby. You know, it's not easy. And what I like about archery is that I would say it's a parents sport.
Yeah, I think
Because
so.
you can like give we can see you, and but also other moms that are like giving their baby to the dad, and then what they're going to shoot to give. So, and also there's the traveling issue. I'm guessing, for example, you take you take the car, but for example, a baby, you know, their ears are not completely formed.
We've been now to, so when Luna was 2 months, we took her to China. We had the World Games. I qualified for the World Games last year at the Field World Championships, and it was funny. Like I was pregnant back then, but I didn't know I was pregnant. So I shot the competition. Before Mike and I were both in the finals. Before that, we were kind of like. I was like, I think I'm pregnant, and he was like, let's not take a test until we get home. So we shot the finals. I was pregnant back there, and I was kind of like, okay, like now life is gonna change. I qualified for the World Games there. The World Games were 2 months after I gave birth, and just thinking about going to China was like, in the beginning I was like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna be more than. Like I didn't want to be only a mom, you know, from the beginning. So I was kind of like, I can do this. Like a lot of archers started having babies the last couple of years, or like my generation started having babies last couple of years. So I was kind of like, oh yeah, like we can do it as well, you know. Like we're both financially stable, emotionally stable, and stuff like that. So I was kind of like, yeah, we can do it as well, you know. So I was kind of like, okay, we're gonna bring the baby to the World Games. Normally, like I think, like the last edition was US, and the edition before that was Germany or Poland, something like that. And we were kind of like, why weren't they here in Europe? You know, like we were thinking about like, how are we gonna bring Luna to to China, you know. And she was perfect. We've been to China twice, we've been to India, and yeah, like Switzerland, GVD Open and GT Open. And I need to say she's really easy to travel with. We're lucky we have a easy baby. Like obviously she needs a lot of things, but like she sleeps good. She eats good. Everything is really easy with her.
She's perfect. She's a good teammate.
Yeah, she has a shirt on.
Oh, she does have a.
No, like that's what we say in Mexico. Like she puts a team shirt on. Kinda.
Yeah, she's there to support you in
Yeah.
in her own way.
Yeah. I need to say like we also like, for example, last week Mikey's mom, she went to the competition with us to take care of her. The other competitions like China, India, and stuff like that, it has just been Mike and me. But I think we are managing okay. Obviously, for example, my family still lives in Mexico. They cannot be in this the competitions on this side at the moment. So we kind of talked. We said like when we go to that side of the world, my family will take care of her, and when we're on this side of the world, Mikey's family will take care of her. And Mike's mom was also yesterday here. So yeah, we're really grateful that we have like a good circle that can support us and stuff like that.
Yeah, and so I imagine when you win, it's really a team win in a certain way. Like we did it, we took care of the baby.
It is. It is. Like I need to say like for example, last week at GVD Open, I don't want to say I wasn't expecting being on the podium, but I was kind of like, oh, it's gonna be difficult, you know, because of, I don't know, like I feel like I have low expectations right now, so I don't hurt myself or something like that. I don't know, I think it's just like a defense mechanism that helps you to go through stages in life or something like that, or in your career. Yeah, I didn't have like high expectations last week, and this week was the other way around. I really had like high expectations. But I think that when you are competing and when you are doing things, it's just like focusing in what you're doing at that moment and leave expectations aside.
In general, it's a kind of funny sport because when you are on the shooting line, you can meet your best self and also your worst self in a certain way.
That was me today. I feel like, for example, today I was shooting against a teammate. I think that's the reason why I was a little bit more nervous. I think when you face a teammate, it's kind of like you obviously don't want to lose from anyone, but with your teammate, it's like the level of you don't want to lose is a little bit higher, you know. I talked to her and I was like, I'm nervous and like ugly nervous, you know, like I couldn't control what I was doing. I also think that because I shoot every day, but I don't shoot a high amount of arrows. I don't have I'm not the owner of my finesse, you know, like my last good feeling in the shot, you know. So yeah, it's kind of funny to experience those kind of things that, for example, I don't want to say I had the master already, but like through all my career, I knew already how to control my nerves, you know, or like a little bit more than how I am right now. I feel like right now I'm just like nervous and it gets like ugly really quick just because I'm not prepared enough for all the competitions.
But let's say, how do you find yourself when you are in this storm of emotion, even with experience?
I think it's just a matter of time. I think it's just a matter of time to kind of like see what you have in your pockets and see what you can fight with, you know? Like I feel like sometimes we forget that even though you have a lot of experience, even though you have a lot of, that you shot a lot of arrows, even though you you're doing your best. Sometimes it's not gonna go the way you want, you know, and it's just accepting that things can be different than you expect them to be. Yeah. I think it's just being realistic with yourself and what you have, what you trained, what you did for it is gonna be reflected in the competition, you know. And sometimes you're lucky, and sometimes you don't train enough or you don't do enough for it, and you're still performing well. But at some point, you're not gonna get the results you're getting always, you know?
I do understand. I feel that archery is a silent sport. It's more the shadow that wins than actually the light. What did you actually, throughout archery, did you discover about yourself that you didn't know existed?
I think there's like two sides of myself. I think that I have the side of me that is like really extrovert. I consider myself a little bit different than high performance athletes or top athletes, that's how we call them. I think I'm someone that, I don't know if you see it, like I see it myself because I am Gabi, I'm the person that is experiencing. But like there are some times that like I for example, Mike is or was world number one for a very long time. And his way of seeing archery is really different than my way. I feel like you don't need it. Normally the top athletes are like super quiet, super responsible, super into the game and stuff like that. And I am also that, but never forgetting the funny side and never forgetting that I need to enjoy it and that it's not that important to perform well.
Because maybe it takes some time the fun out of it, and sometimes it does when you get too much into it, and that's the weird thing about it. When you try to do too well, it
goes wrong. It goes
wrong.
When you're trying to do really good, it just. I feel like, for example, for me now that I'm a mom, or now that I'm living another stage in my life, I see that it was absurd to get so nervous, or that it was absurd to get so upset when I lost. Like I just feel like you need to take it easy and eventually will come.
No, but for sure. But there again, it is because sometimes when I see athletes, they are just so hard with themselves, and they're kind of like they're a bully at a certain point. We are our own bullies. Because I was afraid, for example, or somebody would be afraid that people would make fun of them or judge them. Nobody does that, and even if there was somebody that did that, I mean, this person would be considered. People would say, you don't make fun of anybody.
What I have experienced the last couple of years is that you're never gonna be friends with everyone. You're never gonna be nobody. Not everyone's gonna like you. Not like you need to choose your friends. You need to like accept that not everyone is like you, and also accept that not everyone's gonna like everything you do.
No, for sure. Last question. You talked about the fact that you struggled, for example, mentally during, for example, the games. I imagine you struggled before. How did you get out of that struggle, and how did you actually learn from this specific experience, for example?
Well, I think that everyone that has been at the Olympic Games kinda goes through the same thing. It's like a process. You need to qualify for it. You need to like do all the things, you know, for it. Like work super hard and all this stuff. So I don't think I'm the only one that has had that, you know. To me, I think like I don't want to say I had a burnout, but like I had enough of archery for some time. 2023, I was learning Dutch, not learning anymore. I was taking a higher level of Dutch. I was doing university, and I was shooting my bow. I need to go to a training. It was a lot. It was a lot.
And just the university, what were you studying?
Business and management. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So I was in university, I was doing archery, I was learning a higher level of Dutch.
Homework?
I need to do homework. Sometimes I need to wake up during the night to to take exams and stuff like that because I was doing everything online.
It was in Mexico or in Dutch?
I was finishing so I started university when I was still in Mexico. I've been living in the Netherlands for 8 years now. I was doing a lot at the same time.
Could you sleep?
Sometimes.
Because if you were actually studying at night and training.
So, what they would do, like the teachers would record sometimes some lessons I could take because of the time zone. But some other lessons they recorded them for me, and I would watch them the next day. But I was it was a lot. I had a lot of things on my plate, so it was a little bit difficult to survive, I would say. I had to change my diet. Like I was twice backing up from my driveway, and I didn't see like an edge on the driveway. Now just like I would pop my tire there. I was really tired back then. So for me it was really difficult to perform at that point. I also feel like I expected really high things from me because I'm an Olympic medalist. Like I wanted to get another medal. I wanted to go to the next Olympics. I just wanted to perform well, you know. But I was just like saturated with like too much. So I had I don't want to call it a burnout, but like I would say a burnout. Didn't go to the doctor. He didn't tell me I was so oversaturated, but I started with a psychologist back in that point. And then 2024 was a little bit different. I stopped taking Dutch. I finished my university December 2023. I remember having competitions and like telling Mike I'm gonna take a 15-minute break and I'm gonna sleep a little bit, and I would like just leave my computer on the side and I would like go and lay in bed and like being like all super tired. It was really bad back then. That was like even worse than having the baby now.
Oh yeah, because I was like, man, is it worse than the baby?
Yeah, it was worse. It was worse.
At least you can sleep with the baby.
Yeah. So it was really bad back then. I need to say I am not that. I'm happy I move on, you know. I'm happy I'm not at that point anymore, you know. Like I think that that if I would have stayed in that circle, like still studying and still doing everything, I would have been like mentally super bad, you know. But anyway, we are past. 2024 was a little bit combination of me being better and me hanging on 2023. But it was better. We went to the games. We qualified for the games. We went to the games. The games were pretty okay. Like obviously we were really close to get a medal in the team.
Yeah, you were against the Koreans.
Yeah, we almost won from Korea.
You were really close. The first set, you won. And I could see that you were so happy about it.
Yeah, we shot a shoot off. At the end, we lost to them, and then we shot against Mexico, which it was really difficult for me because I'm 99% Mexican, 1% Dutch. That's not true. Cut that. No, I'm kidding. No, but
we can always cut it if you want. No, but it is kind of difficult because
it is. Yeah. Also, like Mexican fans are like super extreme, and Mexican fans are like really there for the team, and like that I was in the other team. They know the people that follows archery. They know that I'm Mexican, so they were kind of like they wouldn't tell me things, but they would tell me things. Which I'm like now it's lies, you know, like it's been a long time, and I'm really proud to be Mexican. I'm really proud to I don't want to say carry both flags, but I'm I'm really happy. I don't feel like I'm 100% Mexican. I don't feel like I'm 100% Dutch. I feel like I made my own culture and divided, and I do some things like Dutch and some things like Mexican, you know? But anyway, like 2024 was a little bit better than 2023, and I feel like right now I feel even better than before. I also feel like for me, my relationship got in another stage. Like, for example, we got married, and we started living together. We got married. We had a dog. We had a house, and now we have a baby. Like, it's just new things, you know, new things that at the end.
There's always something adding up. There's never like there's.
Like, I feel like right now, for example, for us, traveling with our baby, doing things with our baby is a little bit more normal now. So I think that it's kind of like just learning and enjoying and doing new things. Like, I think we like that. Yeah.
I think that it's the process that we like the most, and I'm so happy that you are so honest and open about these things. It's just like really cool. I couldn't imagine what you all been like through, and even with all of that, you are still finding the way to get the best out of yourself. And even if I feel that you did go to an edge where it started to get a little dark, you did everything kind of what you can to not go into that place. And maybe that's actually our real job, is to react the best possible way to elements that are thrown at us, even if we kind of like chose that path.
It is really funny. I feel like for me, I'm a really positive person. I'm a really, like, the last couple of weeks, I have been positive, but I think that I have been surviving, you know, which I think is something I chose and I put myself in, you know, like I chose to go to competitions, I chose to shoot my arrows, I chose to bring my baby, I chose to, because I could have left her at home, you know, like with her grandma, and grandma would be like, yay, you know. But I'm choosing to be here and I'm enjoying every minute of it. Obviously it's stressing, like, yeah, I get stressed. Obviously sometimes I'm not focused enough. So obviously I'm not doing things 100%, you know? But 50-50 is also fine.
Yeah, no, that's perfect.